What's up guys, Mark here. We are here with the Fontaine Thumbprint review slash giveaway. Sorry, one sec. I just want to get a picture here for the thumbnail with both sides of the decks and the two decks. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Okay, so like I said, this is a review and a giveaway, hence why there's two decks. We're doing this for the 100 subscribers, so it'll be like a normal video where I go through and do the review on the cards, and then all you have to do is subscribe and leave a comment in this video, and then my next video, probably in like, I don't know, 4 days or something, if you guys have seen it before, if you haven't, I've done this before, but I'll write down all the names and put them in a bowl, and then at the beginning of my next review, I'll announce the winner. Just pick a random name out of each comment. You can be from anywhere. It doesn't have to be just United States, but 1 comment per person. Obviously, if I see, 2 comments of the same person, that's cool, but I'm only going to put one of them in. Don't have anything to open today, but wanted to show you guys this cool letter opener I got while I was on vacation. Look at how cool this is. It's not like sharp or anything, but yeah, just like that nice like purple wood. So I'll be using that for opening letters, and it might, I don't know if this would work for, yeah, probably not the best for opening. Actually, that works. Okay, yeah, that doesn't work. But yeah, I thought it would look cool on my desk, not that you can see right now, but next to my fancy wooden pen. But anyways, that's that. Just wanted to show you guys that real quick. But yeah, let's get into this deck review. So obviously, the second one I will leave sealed and everything. And yeah, so like I said, all you have to do is be subscribed to the channel and comment on it. Losing track of thought. Yeah, all you have to do is be subscribed to the channel and then comment on the video, and then in my next video in like 4 or 5 days, not sure exactly how long, but these videos tend to get a little bit more views since it's a giveaway, and I also post it on Reddit and stuff like that. But yeah, so if you want a chance to win one of these decks, or just like my videos in general, please consider subscribing, liking the video, commenting. But yeah, so it doesn't cost anything. Just one random person wins this deck of cards. I forget who these were printed by. I'll put it up there. But so these came out, I don't know if you guys remember, and if I think of it, I'll link it in the description if you're interested in it. But I did a review on the sky blue Fontaines, which they released the sky blue, and that's really weird. There's a couple of cards like stuck. Okay, I'm glad that this was the deck I opened. Hopefully the other one's not like that. But I got the sky blue deck, and they released both of these at the same time. I forget his name, Zach Mueller, is that it? The guy who owns Fontaine, he put up a post about, about just doing like, cheaper deck of cards, and he did like a basic one, which was the sky blue, just typical Fontaine logo, and then this one, which I'm assuming this is going to be the back design, a little more intricate one. But I got the sky blue, and it was like one of my favorite decks of cards from the tuck case, and I'm sure everything in this will be similar. We'll get into all of it in this review, obviously, but I really liked it, so I thought that would be a fun deck to do for the 100 subscriber video. And well, I was on vacation, so there's probably going to be, sorry, long intro, but like 2 videos that come out right in a row, because I made one last night. You guys will see if you watch that video. I was at the airport or in the car going to or from airport for like 22 hours yesterday, so when I was editing that video, I could barely talk again, but hopefully I got the point across. But a collectible playing card sent me a bunch of stuff, and it arrived like as soon as I left, so I didn't have time to make a video about it. But like, they sent me so much cool stuff, so much stuff like relayed to me that I could tell they put time in it, so I just really wanted to get a video out. So there'll probably be 2 closer in a row than I've typically been doing. I know if you guys are new to the channel, I typically now am doing like 1 to 2 full reviews per week, depending on what I have coming in from people or what decks I'm buying at certain times or whatever. But yeah, anyway, that's about it. Let's get into this review. So to start off, the tuck case feels so amazing. Like it's this, like almost, I said it, it's this in the sky blue one too. Just has like the Fontaine address there in LA. Thumbprint Fontaine, one of 1200. And sorry, I just cut myself off there. But if you're wondering how I got this deck, I got this from X Decks. They've sent me some cool stuff before, but they didn't send me this deck of cards or anything. I just thought I'd say where I got it from. But yeah, look, the blue and green there, very cool colors, like the contrast of the two, almost like that, like zebra print. Obviously thumbprint is what they're going for. And then yeah, super cool design. But as I was saying, the tuck case, if you guys have seen the channel before, you know I hate papery feeling things, and this is like by far the best feeling tuck case ever. It almost feels like clay, like it's just like shiny, and I don't know, it's hard to describe, but it feels really cool. But what's interesting, I was saying the colors, I was thinking in my head look almost like a Nickelodeon like esque sort of thing, and because I know Fontaine's done like Nickelodeon decks, and then they've got that Fontaine logo there. I don't know if this is based off anything, but it looks like very nice, that like children's show esque sort of vibe to it. But yeah, very cool. Interesting. So if you look closely, this does appear to be a one-way back design, and what I mean by that is it's not symmetrical. So as you can see, like this circle right here isn't on the other side, so if I was to flip a card, they wouldn't look exactly the same. But for like and normally the one thing that messes with is the fan. I'm not sure that if the edges are the same, so maybe that wouldn't make the fan look different. I think, sorry. Yeah, the edges are definitely a little bit different, so like if I were to mix this up, you would be able to see the inconsistencies in the fan there, which, I mean, it would definitely be hard to do. Like they feel super nice, a thumbprint sort of design, but that is also, how do I say it, symmetrical two-way back design. But yeah, we've got the typical white border lace. I love the color palette on this. Ad cards here, so our two jokers here, very cool. The sort of like J, but then almost the hat shape, two identical jokers, but with that thumbprint sort of pattern here. But like I said, tuck case feels amazing. One more thing before we get into the rest of the deck. I absolutely love, I mentioned this in another video recently, I love how Fontaine puts how many they made on the tuck case, like how many decks they made and like what version it is, because like for instance, like this deck of cards from Art of Play, and if you guys seen my channel before, and I'm sorry my intros aren't always this long, but like these are the messy mod cards, and nowhere does it say V2 on it or how many they made. But so I just love when people say like this is the first version, even if we're not making a second version, like this is the first one. We're gonna say that just to be safe, and we're gonna say how many we made just so you can know like what the rarity of it is. Like for instance, one of my favorite decks of cards over there, if the octopus could palm V2, like for all we know there could be, I don't know, like 20,000 of those decks, but it seems rare. You know what I mean? So like I get bigger companies wanting to be able to make more, like who knows, like they could have done multiple prints of, you know, certain decks. And I'm not just saying Art of Play, any company like if it ends up being really big, but it still seems like a rarity. So in this case, like I said, Fontaine always does it. That's one thing that I absolutely love that they do, is saying that it's a version 1 and also saying, you know, just that, yeah, how many cards they made, which I get you don't have to do that, but it is very nice that they do it. And then the ad cards here, just distributed by Fontaine Cards, Los Angeles, California. Love that logo there. Is that, trying to figure out what that is supposed to look like. It almost looks like this shape of a state or something. It doesn't look like California to me. I don't know, I could be wrong, but just LA, California, there's zip code there. But yeah, so that's one thing I love that Fontaine does. And I'm also, we'll save that till the end, never mind. But yeah, so getting into the first card here, very simple, classic. Fontaine always has just a very simplistic deck of cards. I do love the colorway when people do. Sorry, I wonder if, awesome, okay, cool. So we don't have the, I love when people make the colors align with the deck. But standard pips and indices here, very cool. Just like I said, simplistic Ace of Spades. And obviously, and I guess not obviously, if you don't know, Fontaine is primarily just like a cardistry deck, so that's why they don't put too much into their pips and indices. But like standard court cards with the colorways of like this deck of cards looks so good, honestly. Like typically, I'm not the biggest fan of like standard court cards, but they look so good when it's a cool colorway like that. And then another interesting take, and this is kind of what I was talking about, how this is for cardistry. I thought they were gonna have the, what would normally be red diamonds and hearts as the green, but since, you know, this is mainly a cardistry deck, you don't really need, and too many people aren't playing like card games with it, you really don't need to distinguish too much the different suits, so that's why they just kept it with that dark bluish purple. I guess it's more of a purple, isn't it? I don't know, it looks, yeah, bluish purple. But like I said, I've said this a couple times now, but especially on the court cards, I just love the contrast of the green and the blue there. It looks so good. And yeah, all it takes for, I guess, I don't know if these are completely standard, it's hard to tell. They're fairly standard, they're not crazy, obviously, but they do look like they might have a little bit of differences to them. I don't know, it always throws me off. Like, most of the decks I open, I feel like don't have standard court cards. So when there is standard court cards, it always throws me off a little bit. But, yeah, but standard pips and indices, blue all throughout, which is something very interesting that I've never seen before. I'm trying to remember if they did a red or like a white for the sky blues, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think it was the sky blue all throughout. But yeah, either way, super cool deck of cards. Let's see how they feel. One more look at the Ace of Spades there, get that to focus. Sorry, I was saying something a minute ago, and then, sorry, I keep on dropping something. I was saying something a minute ago, and then I got cut off, and I was trying to remember what I was gonna say. This is probably not the greatest introduction video, but so if you are new to the channel, watching this here for the giveaway video because I posted it on Reddit or something like that, yeah, I mainly I love playing cards, as you can tell, all the decks behind me. Yeah, I do card reviews. In a minute I will go over the different categories I have and how I score it and everything, just in case there is a bunch of new people watching. But yeah, thank you guys so much. We are at 104 subscribers right now. Oh, I think that might have been what I was saying. So yeah, okay, I remember now. I just love the way that blue looks, by the way. But so I was on vacation And then, like I said, I made collectibleplayingcards.com sent me a bunch of really cool stuff. I think I accidentally cut that off. But yeah, now you can see the little bit of inconsistencies in the fan, sorry. Yeah, as I was saying, gosh, I can't think about one thing at a time. So yeah, they sent me a bunch of cards. I wanted to get that video out. I've been on the road or at an airport or flying for like 22 hours. So I was super tired when I made it, but I wanted to get that video out first. I finally got it edited like, I don't know, like 6 hours ago or something. It's taking a really long time to upload. I was actually at work when I started uploading it. But the service was bad, and then I don't know, I feel like when I switch from like different Wi-Fi's, like it has like a hard time adjusting for some reason and like stops uploading for a little bit. So that's what kind of happened with that. Typically I wouldn't do videos like 2 days in a row, but hopefully that one gets uploaded, and then I'll put this one out shortly after that. But yeah, especially the green on that just looks so good. But yeah, I believe it was some German stock. Like I said, I'll put it up above earlier and now, I guess. But yeah, not USPCC. But yeah, super cool back design, nice white borders. But yeah, really like the cards. Anyways, I was just saying a little bit about myself. So yeah, I do mostly card reviews. If any of you guys have a deck of cards you want reviewed, there's a chance I've reviewed it. If I haven't reviewed it, let me know what it is. If I have it, I'll review it. If I don't have it, I will get it and review it. But yeah, the main goal of the channel, if, like I said, this is your first time watching, I like to do, obviously, like I said, card reviews is the main thing, but I also like to try and make the videos interesting, and not just, the reason I do like the face and not just like the point of view down at the cards is I feel like it's more personable, and I just try and make like fun videos that you can watch even if you don't care about the deck of cards, or if you really like the deck of cards. Because I think so many of the review channels that I see, like, I just watch specifically for a certain deck of cards and not the person, and I feel like that's not a good thing, because like I said, I would like to be able to review regular bicycle deck of cards and still be able to make it enjoyable. Whether I do that or not is completely subjective, but that's my reasoning for why I do the camera this way, and all of that is just, yeah, I try and make enjoyable videos, and I try and make it where the people like my personality and stuff and watch, you know, all the videos instead of just being like, oh, there's this one deck of cards I like, so I'm gonna watch that review, no other ones, which, I mean, is totally fine for people like that, but I feel like that's not as sustainable for keeping an audience. But yeah, that was about it with that. But like I said, if you have a deck you want me to review, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, yeah, these cards feel super nice. When I first got the, sorry, oh my gosh, talked for a few minutes without a breath there. But when I first got this deck of cards, or the sky blue ones actually, I was very impressed with how they felt, because up to that point, like, I hadn't used too many decks. That's another gripe I have, you could say, or a tangent I'm gonna go on right now, I guess, is that so many people don't say who makes the playing cards. Like, I know legend playing cards are good, and it can all be subjective, right? There's different types, and if I can find it, it's totally off topic. Anyone worldwide put up this interesting post the other day. I'll put it on this side. They put like 2 different pictures. I'll show it to you. But basically what I'm getting at is, like, it doesn't have to be USPCC to be good feeling cards, and as well, it can be USPCC and be 2 completely different feeling cards depending on the stock, and like, a bunch of different factors go into it. So that just kind of changed my perspective a little bit, I guess you could say. But yeah, so that's about it. Let's get into the rating now. Oh, slippery. But yeah, as you can tell, I am not the best at cardistry, but I am working on it. So yeah, that's about it. So the 5 categories are, well, I guess we'll just go through one at a time. Each worth 10 points, so a total of 50. The first is the tuck case. I guess it's not technically first. We don't have to do it in any particular order. But just off the feel alone, they feel amazing. Like I said, the color palette definitely stands out. Having the name, the 1 of 1200, everything. Really like. Only downside is just plain white on the inside, I think. And I mean, this was a $12 deck when Fontaine sold it, so I get like not everything can be like super customized or whatever, but like I think like that zebra or thumbprint as they call it, like on the inside, even in just like black and white or something, would look really cool. Or even just like this white with like the black stripes, or I don't know, I think that could have been really cool. But either way, super cool tuck case. Honestly, like going off of feel, one of the coolest feeling tuck cases I've ever gotten. If I'm being harsh, I'm gonna say a 9 out of 10. I normally give pretty high scores, but I also review pretty good decks of cards for the most part. But yeah, I don't know, I can see on certain days this being a 10 out of 10, but it's not quite there for me. But it is very cool, so we'll go 9 out of 10 on that. Next category is back design. Like I said, really like the thumbprint back design, like how they just went with the white border. If you guys didn't know, when people do like black or red borders or any color other than white, I guess you can kind of notice when it gets scratched, so it's nice having the white border. But it is slightly irritating that it is a one-way back design for the purposes of the fan, but it really doesn't make it look that much different. And as well, I really like just that one circle on the side there, and I don't know, I just feel like that adds to it. And the more I think about it, like a thumbprint's not going to be symmetrical, right? Like, so if we're going off of this being a thumbprint deck, that really makes sense. Like I said, it's not the craziest design ever, but I love the colors, and the more that I think about it now, I do like how it's not symmetrical, because that would not make sense at all for a thumbprint deck. All that said, as well as, I didn't mention it, but yeah, just love the F's, classic Fontaine. I think we're gonna have to go another 9 out of 10, nearly perfect for me. So next category is the base cards, pips, indices, court cards, all of that. Like I said, pretty standard, you know, for Ace of Spades, very standard, and then standard pips and indices. I do love how they did all of it in that purplish color, though. I really love that color. And then I really love how the court cards look with this design. It's funny, when I was on vacation, I had a deck of DKNG cards, and we were playing a card game with it. And I always say this in videos, and sorry, this is gonna be a long video, but they were just kind of hard to read, and we were playing euchres, so like they don't, let me just like show you. I heard euchres kind of like a Michigan thing, so you guys might not know what I'm talking about. But basically, for points scored, like, use like the amount of diamonds, or you know, whatever suit it is, showed us how many points you have, and then you flip this one over. So when you're at 5, you'd be like this. 6, move it to here, and they were like all next to each other, like really close together. So it was hard to keep score. They're really hard to tell apart from each other, and that was something I never really put too much thought into. Like I said, this is a cardistry deck, so you kind of have to review, in my opinion, each deck, like what it's for, because you know, I could say the same thing about like the Stranger Ultimate deck. Like, that deck would never work for cards, but that deck is more of just like a deck of art rather than a deck of cards. So I try and review the deck for what it is. And for this being a cardistry deck, I love the simplicity, but also little extra details and colors in there of the face cards, as well as I really like the ad cards. I always try and bring that into the rating as well. So we're gonna go a 10 out of 10 for that. Sorry, there we go. Pen wasn't writing for a second. So after 3, we are at 28 out of 30. The next category is price. So when Fontaine sold these, they were $12 plus shipping. Obviously, they did sell out quite fast. So like if it wasn't something you knew about, you're gonna have to pay an extra. Sorry, I have the hiccups. Extra little bit for it, but X-Decks really didn't charge that much extra for it. I'll put it up there. I think it was like $14 or something, but totally worth it. This deck feels amazing. I really enjoy it, especially like the tuck case. Like, just feels unlike any other tuck case before. So gonna have to go another 10 out of 10 for that. And then the final thing is gotta be the feel of the cards. That is our 5th or last category. And yeah, I think for the sky blue, I gave it a 10 out of 10. I always say this, but everything's subjective. Like a deck, I could give a 50 out of 50. One day, I could give, you know, a 46 out of 50. You know, it depends on how I'm feeling. You know, there's obviously, like I said, subjective. So many different factors go into it. But this deck just feels so good. Like, there's, I want to do a video on, I'm just kind of saying all this extra stuff because I'm guessing there'll be some new people watching it, hoping, fingers crossed. But yeah, I want to do a video of like all the decks I've rated 50 out of 50 and put them up against each other, like which deck feels the best and which deck has the coolest back design, etc. And like the Cherry Casino holographics, the Dan and Dave Private Reserve, those are both reviews I've done. Smoke and Mirrors Private Reserve. Like those two, I would have to say were the two best feeling decks, and like that's not to this caliber, but like I mean, if 2 out of 100 decks are to that caliber, like some can be like an overwhelming 10 out of 10, but like this still feels like way better in my opinion than a lot of 9 out of 10 decks do. They're not like, they're, as I say that, they slip, but they're not too slippery, which I like they're just how I like them. They're really springy, but not like crazy slippery. But yeah, they feel super nice. So all that said, I think I'm going to have to give it 10 out of 10 for that, which brings us to 48 out of 50 total. So yeah, all around is a very high ranked deck of cards out of the ones I've reviewed. Yeah, sorry, trying to do a perfect shuffle here. I don't know why it is the Fontaine decks that I've done this with. Like some decks I can't get it with. As you can see, I'm not the best at cardistry. That sound is chef's kiss. I love that sound so much. But yeah, this deck is just so springy, feels super light. And yeah, it's hard to describe, but you know, if you subscribe to the channel and comment on this video, you'll have a chance to see for yourself. But yeah, so like I said, 48 out of 50. Sorry, so much talking in the last, was that 28 minutes? Oh my gosh. But yeah, super cool deck of cards. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did enjoy the video, like I said, please consider you know, checking out some of my other videos or turning on the notifications, or if you have a deck that you want me to review before, you know, you go ahead and buy it. If there's a deck you're hesitant about or something, just let me know. I'll review it for you. I'm happy to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for getting me to 100 subscribers. And I just want to say real quick, I'll put a list of all the companies I would like to thank in the description, but as well just, yeah, thank you to everyone who watches the video and supported me. There's so many people on Reddit that I've messaged with and helped me with ideas and helped me make the videos better and stuff, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. And like the playing card community on Reddit and on Facebook and everything, it's always like I've never met one rude person. Everyone is the nicest. So thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. Next full-length video, I'll probably do a couple of shorts in between, but yeah, next full-length video I will announce the winner of these cards, so turn on the notifications if you want to see that. Otherwise, if like, you know, you're new to the channel, you end up winning, I'll comment at you on this video if whoever the winner is. So yeah, you'll be able to tell when you win. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, Fontaine Thumbprint 48 out of 50, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I completely forgot. If you guys remember earlier, I said I was like, oh, I'll do that later, and then I forgot about it. But yeah, I did this. Briansbargains, super nice guy. He does card resale. He sent me a bunch of cards, and I collect single cards. I'm gonna do a video on it at some point. They're right up there. I've got like 60 something of them. I've ordered a couple from eBay of like really old cards, and then if you guys know, like if you buy cards from like X-Dex or really any of the reseller sites, a lot of them sell decks of cards, or sorry, when you buy decks of cards, throw in a bunch of single cards, and I've always thought that was really cool, so I've always collected those. But anyways, Briansbargains sent me one, and he signed it, and I thought that was super cool, so I did the same for my last video. He just wrote, thanks for the support, so I'm gonna do that and then sign it as well. Not that the person that gets these will probably care about it, but just something fun to add in there. I'm terrible at cursive, but I know how to write my name in it. But yeah, that's the card. Thanks for the support. My signature. So yeah, that will go in with the winner with this deck of cards as well. Just wanted to throw that in there at the end. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.